Well, welcome everyone to the very first episode of my Final Fantasy X playthrough. I'm of course Mark from Final Stop Final Fantasy Talks podcast. It's a mouthful, I know. And if you are familiar with our podcast, then you know that we essentially just finished our Final Fantasy IX series. And of course, as we went through that series, Alex and I, we kind of developed our style of putting together the episodes, right? And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and just hit new game so we can kind of move forward a little bit. With that, we started kind of building the episodes, right? We would play through the point that we would talk about on the podcast episode, whatever it was in that moment. And then, of course, that's how we'd form our notes and all that stuff. So I thought this time around, rather than just do that behind the scenes, I'm going to do that here. And so kind of some points before we really kick it off. I don't want to talk too much while the video's playing in the beginning, so just give me a moment here. These will be put out after that week's podcast episode. So it's going to kind of be a retro thing because I don't really want to give away anything prior to the episode that Alex and I, are talking about, because I don't want to be talking about the same things as I probably will. And, kind of have it doubled up. So just these will be kind of after that episode, even though most likely I'll be recording them before. I know it's a whole mess, but I just don't really want to ruin kind of any of the organic conversations that Alex and I will have. And so with this playthrough, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be doing. So if you did listen to this first episode, Alex and I, we're going to be discussing basically how we want to approach this playthrough with us. It's kind of good to go about it kind of like, quote unquote, we're new. At the same time, unlike 9, I have played 10 so many times that if I just play it normally, I will be bored to death. I say that as I'm going to be selecting standard sphere grid, but just to kind of get it moving here. And I'm going to go with the original soundtrack. Arranged is awesome, but man, it's the original, right? It's nostalgia, you got to have that. And so for this playthrough, I'll get into a little bit later on what I kind of decide to do, but regardless, I do like that standard sphere grid just a little bit better. So kicking things off, here we go. Try not to talk too much. If you listen to too many episodes, you know that I talk a lot, so I apologize. But while we do have an extra moment here, just keep in mind, I'm gonna do my best to not reveal anything in the future, so it's gonna be a lot easier for me versus when Alex and I are talking about it, but I'm gonna be going about it kind of like I don't know anything. I will, of course, drop some hints and little things here and there as to, importance of things, such as this beginning, man, isn't it? First time around, you don't know the significance of this moment right here, and it's just, once again, great storytelling, but I'll shut up. Of course, this HD model's so much better. Alright, lay it on us, pal.
Listen to my story. This may be our last chance.
And then that drops. It's a little bit of a slow start, isn't it? I'm trying to think of all the other Final Fantasy. 7 obviously just kind of really tossed you into it. 8. I don't even remember, to be honest. Can't think of it off the top of my head. And now you get the nice beat. I'm gonna try so hard not to make fun of this, guys, but I have to. Because it's so hysterical. little ghost boy rolls on out. Look at that city in the background, though, man. Isn't it awesome? You'd think in there'd be better shops that have a little better fashion for our main character here. All right. We are, you got two options, right? Obviously, talk to the little kids, talk to the ladies. So we're gonna go wrong. We're gonna go to ladies. Ladies first.
Can I have your autograph?
Of course.
Okay. Let's address this. I'm not gonna rename the main character, right? And we have definitely already talked this in the podcast if you listened to our first episode here. Alex and I just grew up calling him Tidus, okay? So we're just gonna call him Tidus. I know that some of you are really, you feel really strong emotion about it, Tidus. That's okay, man. I'm not saying that it's not Tidus. I'm not saying that it is Tidus. Let's just all pronounce it the way we want to and not be upset at others for just pronouncing the way. Because when I played this for the first time, I don't know, I was 11, 12, man. I just started pronouncing things the way they were, so I'm just rolling with it. It's the great debate, I know. But let's just, agree to disagree.
Nothing to worry about.
And just sign it with an invisible pen.
Oh, if I score a goal, I'll, do this. That will mean it was for you, okay?
That's how I got my wife, guys. Just kidding.
What seat?
He's blocking the front row. It's to the right.
Got it.
Bet she picks up all the ladies.
Can you sign this?
When he does that sign, he's
No
got
problem.
like 25 chicks being like, oh, he did that for me.
Alrighty.
Me too.
Take it easy.
Smacks him on the head. All right, and then of course at this point, you know, doesn't
Well,
really matter.
gotta go. Cheer for me.
2, 3. Teach us how to blitz.
Hey, I got a game to play.
Then teach us after.
Maybe tonight,
I love this conversation.
You can't tonight.
I mean tomorrow.
It's just
Promise?
the whole thing. Okay, first of all, these
Promise.
kids are wanting this guy to teach them how to blitz. Before the game, it's like, come on, kids, have some respect, all right? And then I love the little comment, and we're going to talk about this in the podcast, because I got to bring this up with Alex and I, and it's just, whatever. But it's like this little kid in the back's like, you can't tonight. He's like, oh, no, you're right, dude, I can't. Oh, yeah, tomorrow. What do you mean, man? You don't know what's going on? All right, sorry, I'll get off my soapbox here. It's going to be a lot of that. You can't enjoy the game for what it is, guys. You have to dissect it and take literal meanings, okay? That's the only way to play Final Fantasies. 2 decades of playing them, that is.
I was in a coffee shop running away from home when I heard the news. Our hero, Jecht, gone, vanished into thin air. My dad must have been his biggest fan. I knew how sad he'd be. Heck, we all were that day. Zanar, I says to myself, what are you thinking? I went running straight back home.
Whoa,
we
look at
sat
that
up
kid,
talking
man.
about Jecht all night. My dad and I never talked so much. Whoa, didn't mean to reminisce, folks. Anyway, 10 years later, the Jecht Memorial Cup tournament is today. The 2 teams that have won through to the finals
Douglas.
are, of course, the Abes from A East and the Duggles from C South. I know there's a lot of people out there today to see the star of the Abes. In just 1 year, he's become the team's #1 player. He's Jecht's blood and the
Oh,
new
there's
hope
his
of
honeys.
Blitzball. What kind of super play will he show us today? Will we see his father's legendary shot? I don't think I'm the only one.
I decided to go. I like listening to that, dude. It's kind of cool. And then, of course, you can talk to the
Make
people
way,
on the way.
make way.
I am going to try to
Coming
make it
through,
a point
sorry.
to do that. It's kind of just the immersion aspect at this point.
I'm gonna be late.
Um,
Hey,
it's kind of, it almost revitalizes the games for me, if I kind of just really pay attention to as much detail as possible. But what about the kid? He says I'm not gonna win, he's gonna deck me. It's like, excuse you, pal. And now this moment. I will shut up during it as well. Dude has no fear of heights. Look at that. And you're drinking too? That's just dangerous. Just kill the man! Oh man. Just so epic, isn't it? Always gotta love that beginning video, no matter how many times I watch it. So many elements to talk about. I didn't want to talk about them while watching it, but it's just like the whole building's like kind of like were what they're kind of like being gravity pulled into that orb, right? We don't know what that orb is, and it's so crazy. All of it. Well, we'll decide. Would have dissected it more in that podcast episode. So.
What are you doing here?
I was waiting for you.
What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, he said he was waiting for you, man. I'm gonna go to voice acting.
What?
Don't cry.
What the?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, wait!
Got a little boy that's like trying to control our life.
Hey, not this way.
Look.
Oh man.
We called it sin.
Sin?
really laid on the awesome cinematics early, didn't they?
Take it. A gift from Jack.
My old man?
I hope you know how to use it.
I mean, based on what we've seen already, I don't think he does. Let's just be real. Now he turns into like a destruction tool of destruction here. All right, so I'm trying. I keep hitting what, circle or B or whatever, you know, what, depending on how you play it. It's a Final Fantasy 9. The button switched, so that's gonna take a moment to get used to. We're gonna kind of just jam through this. No need to talk about this.
Don't bother going after all of them. Cut the ones that matter and run.
He essentially just explained it to us, so. Yeah, Ty's like, dude, hold on, man. Like, what are we doing here? You're in the militia now, pal. You've been recruited. The resistance has begun.
Get out of my...
Some can't wait to die.
Didn't mean to skip that. All right, gonna do the good old overdrives. Some thing. I don't remember this combo. Let's see. Oh, there we are. Had to take a second to look at it. I never really found those ones to be that hard. Actually, I really like them. I think those are my favorite. And we'll go ahead and use it. I mean, so obviously, if we're aware of this boss, you know, it doesn't really matter how much damage is done, it's just attacks. But you do get the, you know, overdrives based on how many times you use it with Tidus, so you use it every time. I don't like to save overdrives. It just kind of makes the game a little too easy, you know, especially if you know what to predict with bosses or whatever, you know, it just, I like to kind of keep them organic. Use them when you get them. And of course with this dude, you know, impossible to die. Did not know that the first time though, so definitely kept healing myself and it was like, gosh. He's just a wee lad. Pretty sweet death animations too, right? I mean, that was kind of the, obviously 10 being, you know, the first Final Fantasy on PlayStation 2, and so all the updated things, it was just such a cool, it's like the little things like that, you know, that really are cool and made a huge difference, especially back in the day.
What are you laughing at, old man? Lauren, let's get out of here.
We're expected.
Huh? Give me a break, man.
Huh? Oh, I got your work cut out for you, boys. obviously this is kind of just a little time-based thing. Have to kill a few of them here. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to.
That! Knock it down.
Trying not to skip things.
Trust me, you'll see.
And as we go about this game too, and kind of just disclaimer, you know, I do know this game quite well. At the same time, I'm not an expert, I don't know everything, so if I do misspeak and or give out incorrect or, you know, maybe it's wrong, you know, information all together, or maybe, you know, on the right path, whatever, regardless, I do apologize. Feel free to kindly correct me if you so choose in the comments. You first, pal. I mean, that's, I'd be like, What a jump. And here we go. Another great one.
Oren! Oren!
What an awesome scene.
You are sure? This is it. This is your story. It all begins here.
Hey.
Oh, hello.
Hey!
Yes?
My old man?
You can kind of take a look at the city. Well, what's left of it, right? Go talk to this fella. We don't know who this is. What up, dog?
I thought about a lot of
Oh,
things.
he's
Like
now a boy.
where I was, what I got myself into. I started to feel lightheaded, and then sleepy. I think I had a dream of being alone. I wanted someone, anyone beside me, so I didn't have to feel alone anymore.
I think he got into orange juice. I'm not sure. Can't prove it.
Anybody there? Oren! Hey!
Nope, it's just a bird. It's like, screw you, man. Just trying to have a peaceful moment. You're just gonna scream in my ear. Alright. A few things. We're just gonna hit up this left side first. Slowly but surely, we'll get there. It's very water themed so far, isn't it? Like with 10. through the Blitzball game, the beginning, you know, and Sin was in just, as far as we know, is just a giant, you know, water sphere or whatever, but it's all water themed. So this, right, is, I am not going to do any of my saves. But I do like that. It's pretty cool, you know. I mean, it'd be essentially like, you know, the Albed primers, things you're gonna pick up. I'm not gonna talk about them right now, but the fact that, you know, you can use prior saves to kind of fill it out, that's pretty cool. That, I don't know, I guess that'd be like equivalent like Final Fantasy IX, you know, if you loaded up an old save that had all of the chocographs discovered and you can just go straight to them or something. It's kind of cool. I mean, that's a little bit more work, but just,
What do we have here? Nope, can't read it.
no, it's a bunch of mumbo jumbo. That's a pretty cool concept. I do like it too, just because, you know, in this very beginning, we don't exactly know what that said, right? And so it would be really cool, and I've done this, I have done this before, but, you know, in your saves that you do have all the Albed primers, and things are translated, and you can go back to the very beginning and, you know what everything says right off the bat. It's pretty cool, especially if you're not too familiar. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and save it. We are going to be very careful with these saves. I'm not gonna explain what all those are, but all of them are very particular things involving Blitzball that maybe I'll get to someday, but all the darn saves. Alright, just gonna snag some items. What a time to walk across that, huh? Just swimming. So first thing off the bat, it's kind of an intro of there's going to be underwater battles. So that's something entirely, I mean, it's not like it's never happened in any other Final Fantasy, but, you know, kind of in this sense, it's kind of cool. This big boy. What an interesting monster, right? I mean, just that whole stomach or rib cage or whatever it is, I don't know, it's just so awesome looking. So we're not going to talk anything about this guy whatsoever, except for the fact that this is just another one of those battles in the beginning, impossible to die. I think it's something like 50% of damage is just what he does. So no need to ever heal. Save those potions. Psych! belly of the beast. Ooh, close one. I was out of the frying pan and into the freezer. Sorry, I just can't resist. You'll have heard it many times. Alex and I are gonna be...
I had made it out of the frying pan and into the freezer. I thought I was gonna die in this place.
And now a showcase of his brute strength, because this is one of my favorite moments in the entire game. Not that guy. He drank his muscle milk that morning. No problem, pillars don't have any effect on me. Just gonna push solid marble, a couple tons of it, no prob.
Cold. Need fire.
We are gonna work on that for you. I don't think there's any particular order that you should do this in. I don't know. It's such a habit of touching those, isn't it? I didn't even find anything, but we're gonna get some flint here. Oh boy. The clunkiness. I forget that some of the maps are pretty clunky, aren't they? Kind of get stuck on. Whereas my main, one of my largest gripes in this game is just when it turns, like when the screen turns, right, and you're holding a direction, and sometimes it just doesn't, you know, it's not an easy transition. And of course the ones that, you know, like if it goes from, I don't know, moving forward to reverse, you know, the screen changes direction at you. So you'd run right back out or something like that. That's one of the main gripes, but it's a minor one, mind you. Withered bouquet. Get some more items. That X potion that we just got to is kind of clutch. I mean, you get an X potion. Just kind of imagine that, you know, that's... It's kind of like the last resort item they give you right off the bat. It's kind of interesting they do, because none of these beginning battles are really that difficult and challenging at all, in my opinion, but... Then again, I know what I'm doing now. Something's watching us. Dude, that is not how you warm up by a fire. Why are you laying on that cold, damp ground like that?
I need food. What do you want?
It was a bad call. Your team lost because of you.
You came to say that?
It's been 10 years. I thought you'd be crying.
Who, me?
You cried.
You cried.
It's so kind of random. Translation, I'm sure, wasn't easy all the time. I will say one of the drawbacks of the voice acting.
Hey, wait! Don't go out on me! Just hold on. I'll get more wood.
Is, you know, they can only say so much in certain scenes.
me a break!
Seriously, man. This dude can't catch a break. What a last like hour he's had. Alright, so obviously you can die in this battle. But you can still kind of jam it out a little bit here. Well, we'll just go ahead. We'll use push. Why not? Oh, these guys. Ghostbusters have arrived. Come get some. All right. Don't know who this is.
You on my side? Cool!
Using some grenades. Sure, we'll use some grenades. We might literally have to. Alex had a pretty interesting idea for a playthrough. In my opinion, it would be way challenging. That's his forte, though. But he was thinking of doing, and I hope I'm not spoiling this for him, but steal and use only playthrough. Like, that's it. And I'm like, dude, you are crazy. I mean, grenades and other, items do a ton of damage. They really do, but like, that's it? That's all you can do? Ooh. That's if you can even steal. Goodness gracious. Alright, we'll just... I don't like using everything, but... finish it off. Whoa, her eyes. She has two of them. I don't know why they put such emphasis. He's like, huh? I don't get
That was close.
Beardy's got a hold of you now,
Hey,
pal.
let me go!
Fredek Drak! Ifin, Irisa, Tekiaka! Wak, Edeku! Gemed?
Fed! Trivida Grisa!
Dralnia, Drakisha Tain.
Ifun Petted! Fapuneket Fedrik!
It's like, oh. Not what you're thinking, pal. She wasn't gonna lean in for a hug. Thankfully, I've never been hit so hard in the stomach that I passed out. And I really hope that never happens.
Kid, did Daija.
Hey, that hurts!
Musujek, Rain?
Whoa. Okay.
Who's this character? Man.
Canis!
Right, whatever.
Tui Hud Kabeg? I said I don't understand.
Akomala!
Fed! He said you can stay if you make yourself useful.
You understand me?
It's like, why even make him do those
All
gestures?
right, I'll work.
Why didn't she just come straight out and was like, hey, you know, I know it's theatrics and all that. All right, so here's the first Albed primer. Alimun Y2A. Okay. Cool beans, man. All right, let's hit this because we definitely did take some damage.
Oh, almost forgot.
Beep, 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 beep. Had to get a preview of the music here. Oh yeah. I know, I'm good to go. I guess while we go through this, I'll explain if you didn't listen to the podcast episode or whatever. So with this playthrough, I'm not sure yet. I have to decide which route I'm gonna go. I'm gonna talk with Alex about it and see. But I am either going to play through this playthrough with choosing only 4 characters to use. So I only get to choose 4. I gotta leave 3 to the wayside. Can't use them. Obviously, there's certain moments I might have to. It's either that or I'm gonna play through normally using everyone like I normally would. I'm just gonna be skipping every other sphere grid node. I don't know how that's gonna result. I'm sure I'm gonna be missing some really key abilities, but that's kind of the point. It's just to make it slightly different for myself, right? It may be a little bit more challenging, you know, after playing it so many times through. It's kind of hard to purposefully not prepare for some things, you know what I mean? And so rather than kind of doing that, I'd like to play through it and enjoy it, but just make it a different way that, 1, makes it more challenging, and 2, is just kind of a different strategic thing. And so hopefully that works out. Either one, I just have to decide. It'll be
We found some
quite
ancient
interesting.
ruins right beneath us. It's not active now, but there should still be some power left. We're gonna go down there and activate it. And then we should be able to salvage the big prize. Okay, let's get to work.
Roger.
Boom! Bounces up on that. Man, I should have been a gymnast. I never learned any cool skills like that. Some parkour. If I tried that now, I think I'd break every bone in my body. Alright, we are really not going to worry about fighting anything. Obviously, this is kind of your first opportunity to fight some piranhas, I think is what they are. If we don't get into one battle, I'd be very happy. It's just, gosh, they give you such crap experience. It's really not worth your time. And the question mark chick, you know, she needs so much experience level. Like, you're not even do her any favors, and so it's... Let me just all for Tidus, so... Oh, overkill. Yeah, I mean, that's the point. No point in doing it. Really cool place, though. I do like these beginning areas. And we've made a post about this on our Instagram, so hilarious. If you ever having any issues with your cell phones, your TVs, guys, this is what you do. Just punch it. Just slam your fist down in random areas. It fixes. Come on, we just watched Tidus do it. It works. It just doesn't even take a moment to look at it. Like, is there an on button? Do I just need to press a certain button? Nope, just instantly starts punching it. I think they're just both groups of 3, yeah. Steal a couple grenades that time. Probably steal again. See if I can get my stock up a little bit here. Moments of the screen changes like that, and you kind of just run back and forth. Well, we gotta go fight this baddie now. Alright, we're just gonna use all 3 grenades right off the bat. Speed it along a little bit. Out of range of attack. I do like how they really kind of they give you a bunch of the triggers and stuff, you know what I mean? And so you got a bunch of different stuff way while recovering, so to speak. I'm actually gonna just use a potion. I know it's a little overkill, but why not? We'll just do standby. I know she would have recovered, but it was only 50. Well, I guess that would have been half anyways. Not a big deal. You could also defend. I don't actually know if that does anything since you get hit from behind. All rats can't do it. We'll stand by again. But now Tidus has the whole pincer attack. You go that way, and I'm gonna go this way. What now, sucker? The thing looks so cool, though. I mean, it's got like the whole shell thing going on. Alright, this should finish him off. Oh yeah. Then poof into some floaty things. Leveling up, I like it. Okay, so we need to head on out. Squeeze me. Such an interesting part, you know, and it's a lot of foreshadowing that, especially your first playthrough, I know for myself, so just speaking on myself, really, or about myself, rather, just really did not connect the dots at all. That, and let's be real. The old graphics, it wasn't always the easiest thing to see. I mean, it was way better, but it was still kind of like, you know, pixelated, so. Mission successful. It's a pretty sweet looking ship.
Verfutra airship! Tradanukt van een neker.
Just shakes off like a dog.
Roofdu, Tungadib.
It's like, totally, dudes. Yeah, man. I agree.
Way! Wicheta!
Hey! Hey, I helped out, didn't I?
You gotta prove yourself more. You're not initiated yet.
Hungry.
Whoa!
Delicious.
Right on.
What is that? Some parsley on top? What kind of animals are they? Didn't even give any utensils.
Hey! It's because you eat too fast. Hey!
Hello there. What is your name?
Riku?
Whoa! You really do understand. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Well, she's been talking to you for a little bit prior to that, pal.
Why didn't you say so earlier?
I didn't get a chance to. Everyone thought we were a fiend.
We?
Oh, we means you.
Who are you guys anyway?
We're Albed. Can't you tell? Wait, you're not an Albed hater, are you?
I don't even know what an Albed is.
Where are you from?
Zanarkand. I'm a blitzball player. Star player of the Zanarkand Abes.
Did you hit your head or something?
You guys hit me?
Zenith.
Oh, right. Do you remember anything before that?
So I told her everything there was to tell about Zanarkand. About life there, Blitzball, and Sin's attack. And about how Aaron and I were engulfed in this light. I just said things as they came to mind. But then I started to wonder. Did I say something funny?
You were near Sin.
That's a bit of an understatement. Kind of got like sucked up
Don't
into
worry.
its
You'll be better in no time.
nose
They
or
say your
something. I
head
don't
gets
know what
funny when Sin is near.
body part that
Maybe you
was.
just had some kind of dream?
You mean I'm sick?
Because of Sin's toxin, yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, there is no Zanarkand anymore. Sin destroyed it 1,000 years ago. So no one plays blitzball there.
Huh? What do you mean, 1,000 years ago? But I saw Sin attack Zanarkand. You're saying that happened 1,000 years ago? No way.
Well, apparently so. I have a few issues with some of the things. Not issues, but just there's like we thought he was a fiend. I mean, I'm gonna talk about that with Alex in the podcast, or rather, I already did if you listen to it. So catch that info there. We are actually gonna wrap it up right here. This is about where we'll probably end the podcast as well, about a good hour into it here. And so I do appreciate you all watching, and it's strange. I almost said listening because that's just what I'm used to saying for the podcast stuff. But I do appreciate you watching. I hope this is gonna be somewhat interesting. It's kind of a beginning, usual thing here. I mean, there's not much, nothing I can really do differently up to this point. But we're going to go ahead and at least just save it, and we'll wrap it up there for this episode. So, once again, thank you all for watching, and you could probably catch that in next episode, maybe next week. I don't know. We'll see. But, all right, y'all. Catch you later.